Okay, I'm gonna really try to. Okay, this isn't really the super emotional part of my story. It's gonna get emotional real soon. And also, I ran out of my psych meds, so hopefully I don't just start crying. Um, okay. So basically, like I said, my daughter's dad and I and my daughter, we got a U-Haul. We got everything, and we drove to California, San Francisco Bay Area, and you know, her dad and I fought, not the whole way, like, okay, so basically, I guess maybe I was complaining a little, maybe, but all we had for the trip was like peanut butter sandwiches, and I was complaining. Um, I was like, could you just like, could we just get a hot dog or something? I was really upset, screaming. I don't know. I guess I was hungry, and also I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure we would have been fine with peanut butter sandwiches. I don't know. I was like wanting my daughter to have more, and also I was hungry, like I said. But so yeah, he finally was like, fine, I'll get a hot dog. So we got a hot dog, and then we also were fighting when we went through San Francisco. To be fair, San Francisco is like a terrible, terrible place to drive. I live in the Bay Area still. It's horrible. The thing that I don't like about driving in San Francisco is they have so many one-way streets. And back then we didn't have GPS. And so I was trying to read a paper map, and like, he grew up there. My daughter's dad grew up in that area, but he hadn't been there in so long, I guess. And I don't know how much he actually drove in the city because he didn't grow up in the city. He grew up in like a small town or a smallish town near the city. But yeah, I was trying um and I've never been good at reading maps. I don't know why. I'm Gen X, so you think I'd be good at it, but I've just never really been that good at it. And so, and it was just a stressful situation too. I think my daughter was like crying, and he was yelling at me, and it was just, yeah, he was yelling at me because we kept getting lost. Um, but basically, so we showed up at their house, and it was in, like I said, I actually still live, well, I live in the town now, but I'm not gonna like say exactly where, obviously. But basically, we showed up, and I think his parents were at work when we showed up. His brother was there, his older brother, and he helped us and everything. And my daughter's like I said, she's like 2.5, and she didn't like clothes. Like 2-year-olds don't really like. I think she was like running around with her shirt off outside or something. And first thing her uncle that we had just met said was, there's a lot of like predators around here, so you might not want to let her run around without a shirt. And I'm like, great. Um, I don't know. There was this girl. Okay, I'm not gonna go into detail because then you're gonna know where I live. Um, basically, yeah, it's California. Okay. Um, it's just a lot of things going on, and it was really weird. I was really weirdly spiritual, like in a hippie-ish type of way back then, and also I took I guess I wouldn't say a lot of psychedelics, but I took enough. I think that my brain was kind of like, it just thought in weird ways. And I don't know. There was this I don't Okay, so there was actually this spot at the commune where we lived. that was like near the desert, or it was like at the edge of like at the edge of our commune, like between the commune and the desert. And people said that it was a vortex. That's why people would go there to like meditate or whatever, which I did too. But so my mind was like, vortex, and the culture in Arizona, probably anywhere in the United States, is different from California, really. But I mean, it's just its own. It might as well just be its own country, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Um, but yeah, when we went from Arizona to California, I felt like I was going through a vortex because when we left Arizona and then we entered California, it was just so weird. It was weird to me. It was a very weird atmosphere. I wasn't used to it. I mean, it's still kind of weird. Actually, it's gotten weirder, but yeah, it was just such a change from Arizona because, Arizona is like a little quieter. We lived in very quiet rural areas, and then, we show up in the Bay Area and it's like, but yeah, so yeah, so we moved in, and I think yeah, like I said, we moved in and there was food there, so it's like, oh yes, and they said like you can eat food or whatever, and they had like the frozen like Amy's vegetarian meals, and I was like, oh sweet. So we ate that. I think they had like some pretzels, maybe pretzels and animal crackers from Costco or something. Um, yeah. And so that was okay, so I don't want to make this too long because it's sort of a long story, but I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can. So so basically we got there, and it was like I said, it was fine at first. And after a while it got to where like it's weird because they actually worked uh at LucasArts, which is like they made Star Wars. They actually helped design video games, like Star Wars video games. So they weren't like, I mean, of course in California no one is really rich anyway, but I mean, for both of them to be working there, that's pretty, that's those are good jobs. They weren't home very much, I guess, because they commuted. They both like commuted. Um, but it just got frustrating after a while because, um, you know, her dad started working as a reptile specialist at Petco, um, which basically just means somebody, um, gosh, my car is going off. My light's going off in my car. I can't see. There we go. Um, but like he didn't bring food ever, which, and his parent, it's weird because his parents didn't really bring food home, like after a while either, which was weird. Like they were out all the time, so they ate out a lot. And I remember this specific time that I came back, or I guess, sorry, they came back from work, and they actually ate out and brought home to go boxes for themselves, prime rib. I was like, and I think there was only like beans in the house after a while, and I was just like, okay. And so at one point I ended up getting on WIC, which is Women, Infants, and Children, which is um yeah, basically they provide it's for breastfeeding mothers, pregnant mothers, and children under the age of 5. So, and they don't give you much, but it's better than nothing. So they give you like cheese, milk. I think they were like brand cereal or something. can't remember what else. Not very much. Oh, I think like juice or something, like orange and apple juice or something. I mean, the program might be better now. But anyway, yeah. And it got to the point. It was something, but it got to the point where it's just like, I mean, I didn't want to leave my daughter to go work anywhere really by her, but without her. For one thing, she was still nursing. I know some people might think it's weird or whatever. Um, I was, I mean, a lot of people, I think nowadays people do nurse that long more than they used to. I mean, back then I think it was like, oh my God, 2.5, she's still nursing. But yeah, basically, um, yeah. So I was like, and like I said, her dad really didn't want to watch her, but I finally had, um, usually it was the sister that was in high school who would watch her when I worked. Sometimes if the parents were home, they weren't home that often, my daughter's grandparents. But yeah, so I didn't want to like work too much because but I finally felt like okay, they're willing to watch her. Like I actually felt like I had somebody to watch them. Sorry, watch her. And so I got a job, but it was only 10 to 15 hours a week. I specifically said that because um I didn't want to spend too much time away from her, like I said, and also I didn't really know how much time I had for childcare. So, and I ended up doing like the morning shift, and it was at a bagel shop. And my daughter was still nursing. Like I said, in the morning I would nurse her. That was always kind of the thing. I like she would nurse in the morning, and like, and then she'd nurse at night. She did nurse a little bit throughout the day, but she was running around like toddler by then, so she wasn't as much, obviously. But I think I was about like I did nurse her, and then I was about to like walk out the door, and she was like, "This is I'm gonna try not to cry." She was like crying, not wanting me to go. Um, but I felt like I had to, and I was like, I have to go to work so mommy can buy yummies, because that's what I called food. Um, but so I didn't call breast milk yummies, but like other food was called yummies. And um so yeah, so I would go, and then I would like, cuz it was a bagel shop, I would get like, and I would get discounted food. I got like a free meal every day for my half-hour lunch break. And it was like, it's so weird because this is the first time I had like gotten a job outside of my house since my daughter was born. And it was like really weird to me to eat lunch by myself. It was like you know how like moms will be like, some moms will be like, oh, just need some me time. For me it was just having a meal. That was like, it felt like a break, kind of, even though I was working. Because I mean, any mom will tell you, like being a stay-at-home mom is it's more work than like just getting a regular. That's what I mean. Like getting a regular job was like, this isn't really that hard. Um, but yeah, so I would end up, I'd bring home bagels. I would bring home. They had bagel dogs, which were cool because, of course, kids love hot dogs. I know it's not like the healthiest thing in the world, but basically, bagel dogs. It's like hot dog wrapped in like a bagel, and they had like cheese, they had jalapeno. My daughter really liked them, so I would like come home, and I think she started to understand that, like, oh yeah, mommy is going to get yummies. Um, so yeah, so I was there for a little while doing that, and like I said, it wasn't great as like as far as money goes, but it was definitely something, and it definitely did help us be a little bit better fit. So.